So, with the Canelo Alvarez versus Edgar Berlanga fight being just a few weeks away, the pair have begun wrapping up their training and have been releasing some snippets ahead of their highly anticipated bout, which has got fans talking. We'll be checking out the pair's most recent training to see who's looking better prepared ahead of their fight, so be sure to stick around till the end for the full details. Edgar Berlanga didn't hesitate when it came to giving his prediction, as he believes he's going to knock Canelo out in the 6th round.
What it is, bro? I know his intentions, and I'm not gonna lie, I looked at the press con, he kept, like, when he was smiling in my face, I don't like when people smile. Like, when people be smiling, I feel like you're taking me as a joke. I'm from New York, bro, like, if a nigga smile in my face in New York, like, we from New York, I'm from Brooklyn, I'm from the hood, so if I'm talking to him and he start laughing in my face, that's disrespectful.
So you felt like you had to throw the first punch today?
Of course. If I'm looking at Duke and he looking at me and he starts smiling in my face, in New York I probably would have smacked him.
And he predicted 8th round knockout. What are you predicting?
6th round.
Be sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on the post notification bell. By doing this, you'll never miss out on any future videos from the combat sports world, as many boxing fanatics have been counting him out in the lead up to his fight, saying he hasn't been tested enough for a Canelo fight and that it's way too early in his career to be taking such a risk. But when is a better time? Fans have taken issue with the fight. Even if Berlanga is the WBA's top challenger and is undefeated, there will only be 3 belts at stake because the Mexican will lose one and become undisputed. This stems from the fact that the fight to make was Canelo versus Benavidez, as he was the most worthy of facing Canelo from his recent fights and overall resume. When speaking about the upcoming Canelo versus Edgar Berlanga fight, Benavidez was evidently not a fan in the slightest, as he stated, "Trash-ass fight, I think nobody wants to see that." But at the end of the day, I don't think Canelo faces the strongest opposition. It is what it is. When asked why, rather than staying at 168 and forcing a mandatory versus Canelo, he recently decided to stay at light heavyweight for the time being. The 27-year-old gave an explanation for his choice. "I've been mandatory for the past 3 years. I can't force a man to fight me, you know what I mean. It shouldn't even come to a position where you have to activate your mandatory." What is the interim title for? That's basically activating your mandatory. They got a lot of weird stuff going on over there. At the end of the day, I gotta move on with my career and keep trying to win titles. Benavidez will now be required for the victor of Dmitry Bivol versus Artur Beterbiev, the uncontested 175-pound match. It's anyone's guess whether the Canelo fight ever takes place. As most of you would know, many have been criticizing Canelo for handpicking his opponents, and this is another case when it comes to Edgar Berlanga, and in a recent interview, he cleared up his reasons for choosing this as his next fight.
Begging on Benavidez, they was begging for Terrence Crawford. What made you pick this young lion right here?
I think I picked him because he's a good fighter. He's a good fighter, a strong fighter, young fighter. And it's Mexico versus Puerto Rico, always history for boxing, and I think it's a good fight for the people.
Regardless of what fans have to say, Canelo always steps up to the plate when it comes to fight night and never disappoints when it comes to putting on a show. Edgar Berlanga owes it to himself, according to promoter Eddie Hearn, to take Canelo Alvarez to task for his trash talk in the lead up to their bout on September 14th at the T-Mobile Arena in Vegas. Hearn wants this to be different, so he's relieved that Berlanga isn't treating WBA, WBC, and WBO super middleweight champion Canelo with the same respect that others have accorded him. In order to become the future king of the 168-pound division, Berlanga intends to dethrone Canelo from his regal throne. I don't think Berlanga's trash-talking toward Canelo can motivate him to fight harder than he usually does because he's been around for too long to be bothered by mental warfare. Canelo will be on cruise control on September 14th, and if Berlanga is going to win, he's going to have to do it with his fists, not his words. If you're Edgar Berlanga, you kind of have got an obligation not just to the promotion, go out and stick it on him, Canelo, said Hearn. The last thing that anyone wants to see is, "Oh, thank you, Canelo. I can't believe I'm sharing the ring with a great." Edgar respects him. He knows how great Canelo is, but he believes he's going to win, and he's an underdog. I'll tell you what, he'll have a right go, and it's a dangerous fight for Canelo Alvarez, and I'm looking forward to it. The bout itself is set just 2 days after Mexican Independence Day, a strategic timing Canelo has often favored throughout his career. Canelo now has 61 wins and 39 knockouts. With his win over Munguia in May, Canelo furthered his win streak to 4 in a row since his loss to Bivol in 2022. Could Edgar Berlanga be the man to put an end to his winning streak? Only time will tell, as it's going to be a huge test. Before we go any further into the video, what are your guys' honest predictions for this upcoming fight? Could you see a huge upset where Edgar Berlanga ends up victorious on fight night? Or is Canelo Alvarez going to show the world why he's still the face of boxing? Comment down below. When looking at the pair's training footage side by side, it's evident how seriously they're taking this fight and are leaving no stones unturned whatsoever. Edgar Berlanga currently has an undefeated record of 22-0, boasting 17 career knockouts, where his most recent win was over Padraig McCrory towards the start of the year. Canelo has been wary of facing Benavidez because of his powerful build and youthful energy, but he has recently indicated that he might be open to accepting the challenge if the money was sufficiently appealing. We'll see why not if the money is correct, why not, Alvarez said during an appearance on ESPN's First Take in May. If Canelo gets past Berlanga in a few weeks' time, then there's no reason why a David Benavidez fight isn't next on the horizon. Berlanga doesn't need to worry about Canelo changing his mind about giving him the chance because he already won the fight. There won't be a second bout or an immediate big money fight if he loses on September 14th, so if he wants to become a superstar or earn a huge financial reward, he has to beat Canelo. You're trying to knock me out. He already had that envisioned just like me, training and thinking of knocking him out, Berlanga continued. It's do or die, we're gladiators. You got your sword, I got my sword, it's the Gladiator Days 300. We're going to go to war. You're either going to cut my neck off or I'm going to cut your neck off. That's how it is, and that's a fact, said Berlanga. Which is the mentality Berlanga needs if he believes he's going to be able to pull a massive upset and defeat Canelo Alvarez come September 14th. As he possesses the power, it's just whether or not he has the confidence to back it up on fight night with a sold-out arena all screaming for Canelo to win. Anyway, this concludes today's video. Be sure to subscribe to Fight Fury for future videos from the combat sports world, and turn on that post notification bell so you don't miss out on any future uploads. Until then, see you in the next one.